talking about tonight then?
I'm completely, totally, and utterly unprepared. Tired, unprepared. Got a bit of catarrh. How are you feeling now?
Bit rough.
Because Pete and Simon have been ill this week, haven't they? But like, because we're men,
Yeah.
we just get a bit at work, and that's about it.
Yeah. There's ill and then there's ill in there.
Yeah. You be ill.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Ill to me is like your legs chopped off or something.
Yeah.
Or majorly crushed.
Majorly crushed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
no,
ill.
people
That's
forget.
ill.
Yeah, people forget that.
I've already forgot.
So have I. What's we on about? No, people forget that you damaged both legs. It's just that one was really badly damaged.
No, I didn't damage both legs.
Oh right. Oh right. So your one is actually like that.
That's it.
You know.
That's the legit one.
I am seriously worried about it. Do you reckon? Was it a 4 steps delivery?
That's why his head's that shape, isn't it?
Probably. Yeah. Good job he had so many necks for it to fucking grab onto.
Maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe like they pulled it so far that his head like sprung back and then his neck just disappeared.
Finished, have we?
Yeah.
Would you like a manicure?
Right,
Morning, Paul.
Morning, Bob.
You told us that the baby.
Morning. We're not drinking beer in the morning, are we?
So, Paul, cheers. Nice to be joining you tonight.
Hello. Nice to be joining you
For
too.
those who are listening and not watching,
Yeah. We're shaking hands, yes.
greeting each other.
Yeah. Shaking hands. Thank you. It felt nice, that.
I don't know if I trust drinking this off Clarky because he's just brought it in with the bottle top off.
Yeah.
Who knows what he could have done to it?
No, he's got one as well, haven't you?
No.
Oh, shit.
Well, one, even if he did, that doesn't mean he's not done something to these.
And he's got an uncanny resemblance to the guy out of Hangover. There's no roofies in
Bradley Cooper. They don't smell anyway, Rob.
fucking hell. See a guy called Wang.
No, it does. It smells a bit. Do you know what is this anyway?
The beer.
From where?
What, literally?
Yeah.
Nice.
Prague. It's from Prague.
Yes, it's from Prague.
No, what? You've been to Prague this afternoon and got these beers?
Yeah. EasyJet. Cheap plates.
What are we
Oh,
drinking?
yeah.
No, those beers are
Can we say his name?
what? Like
I don't know what I said then.
Candyman.
Is that
Say
free
it backwards 3 times.
Today, for your ears only, we're wearing puffer jackets because the cold weather's starting now. And we're actually trendsetters.
You can just
Yeah, it's cold now.
anyone who's listening to this is just going to hear the constant rustle of these two tubs.
I did predict this. That's why we're making static. I did predict this very recently, didn't I?
Anyway, so the beers are.
Need some RS fleeces, don't we?
Do you want me to explain the beers?
Yes. Beards. I know all about beards. God.
The beers are an indirect gift from Don Wise.
Oh, yeah.
So Don,
Thanks, Don.
yeah, Don was
you very much, Don.
chatting to me recently,
Cheers.
and has very kindly sent
Do
me.
you see how many times we can do that?
Should we start again?
No. Keep going.
No,
Keep going.
no.
Keep going.
Yeah, he sent me a taco kit over for me Blackstone because we can't get them in the UK.
All right.
And I was trying to, send him the money for it. And he said, oh, no, just buy some beers for Rob and Paul to enjoy during the next podcast.
Oh, nice.
So,
Well, thanks, Don. We are going to enjoy them. We are drinking tonight. What is it?
Star Brahmin.
Star Ramen.
Okay. And now the back to the question. Where did you actually physically acquire these from?
Little.
Okay. Is it a little own beer?
No, it's a proper beer. You might get it on draft and boozers.
All right.
Comes in one of those really mega tall glasses with a wide top.
I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere before. And it smells like my homebrew when I used to make homebrew when I was like 14. You know, when you couldn't go in the pub.
It smells like beer.
Anyone who is listening, there's also chocolate on the table. So if you hear rustling and then Rob's thin cheeks.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's also sent us a packet of, 9 bars, double decker. Thank you, Don. But the Whispers, 9 bars as well.
Good bit of counting there, Paul.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, the thing is now, we need to let Don know how much it costs.
Cadbury's, thanks, Cadbury's.
Yeah, because you might be ripping him off here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've definitely got the better end of the deal.
Oh, my God.
I thought you were going to carry on there, Paul.
No.
Right, so come on, Clarky, hit us up. We have not all been round the table for many weeks
Well,
now.
it's a month today since the last one went out, so it's over 4 weeks since we recorded the last one
Yeah.
Of this.
of this.
No, it seems like way more.
No,
Oh, it's
trust me, it's
only
not.
It's 4, 7, 8. Yeah, that works out.
Well, it does, because I checked YouTube today, so those dates are factual.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
Thanks very much. So
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
obviously the point in this is to just discuss the month that has passed, or possibly the month that's coming up. Oh, my God. Thanks, Don. And so, and then last time we derailed everything by discussing are we living in a simulation, which seemed to go down quite well with
I've
some
not
of the,
thought about that since.
with the 3 people who were listening to
You've
it.
not thought about it?
What?
You've not thought about it?
Thought about what? Simulation, no. I've not thought about it at all. You mention it every 5 minutes.
I always think about it.
Yes, I know you do. Yeah.
I'm looking for holes in it. I'm looking for the glitches.
I've been looking for glitches now.
Well, the glitch today was, I said to Rob, look at that plane. Does it look like it's not moving? And Rob's going, what plane?
Yeah.
Did he not have his
It was
glasses on?
invisible to my eyes.
Just without his glasses.
We
you
were
know.
looking in the same, which doesn't matter, he's only got one good eye anyway.
Yeah. Well, one of his eyes shit like a tit, apparently.
It doesn't even make any sense.
What?
He drives without his glasses on. Well, it doesn't matter. He's only got one good eye. What? Where is the logic in that?
I'm more
sentence?
shocked about you interrupting man and Clacky's conversation.
No, you carry on.
I'm not shocked by it at all.
You carry on.
I love you, Rob. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Stop touching that microphone.
Just getting out of the way so you can't hear me like.
I watch a lot of other podcasts and people touch the microphones all the time and it drives me mad because it means it's just our microphones that are this noisy.
So, do you mean touch that or touch that?
None of them.
Touch the staff
This
or the end? Which bit?
This bit.
That bit.
Okay, I think you've eased us into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been very stressed today, and I'm feeling a bit low as well. Not low. Well, not low. Ill.
Really?
You know, like I've got, like it's coming on. Like the cold's.
You look a lot.
Well, I
I hope
think-
you're not coming on again.
I think it
put up
might
with
have been
that.
coming on, but I've just
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know powered through it.
Yeah, I think you look a bit down.
I was very tired the
Yeah.
other day. Very
Yeah.
tired. Yesterday,
Yeah.
very tired. Then my car broke down.
that was annoying for me.
Got to the pub quiz, only came third.
That's the first
Shocking.
third.
It's bad for us. That's bad. That is.
Yeah. Just so you know, guys, he's a bit of a ringer at the pub quizzes. He's usually first or second, mostly first.
I'm not. Yeah, but we're not that good because quizzes are fat.
Fat.
Yeah.
Quizzes are fat.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Fat.
Yeah. Those quizzes are fat.
Fat what?
Fat people.
Oh, so you fit right in.
No. Maybe the more quizzes I do and the more beers I drink at the quizzes, I'll get there.
Yes.
Be as big as you one day.
Well,
Fingers crossed.
oh, hang on. I think you're just born with girth, mate. You can't just.
Like, yeah, Rob was born with girth in the neck.
I
Yeah,
am going to
definitely,
qualify the fat quizzes comment anyway.
You're going to qualify it.
Yeah.
Can you bring
Yes.
the microphone just a bit more around in front of your face? Because when you turn, it just gets dead loud.
The Chase.
What?
You watch The Chase and tell me how many of them are thin.
Dark Destroyer.
There's quite a few thin contestants that go on. Oh, you're on about the people sat on at the hilt.
If you put The Chase on, there's a load of fatties there. You know, taking part in the quiz. They're probably going to do quite well.
Really? Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Why is that?
I mean,
Well-
anyone who's watching this now's got to be looking at your fat lines on the side of your head thinking he must be really clever then.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
What about eggheads?
What about 'em?
Were they all fatties, as you so say?
Hang on.
I don't really watch it, but I don't know. Check it out.
So if it's a
Try,
weight,
try out my theory and see for yourself.
If it's-
Report back here in 4 weeks.
if it's on your weight, clearly Simon is. Cheers. You have to have a swig. Clearly Simon is much cleverer than you. Oh, you're bigger than him? Oh, you are a bit bigger than Simon. Si's lost a lot of weight.
Well, I was going to say, you've lost some weight. I've lost some weight.
Yeah.
Rob hasn't.
Reckon we've just.
I
No, it's 'cause I'm becoming a quizzer.
I think I'm definitely stupider than
Right.
I was maybe 2 years ago, and I think you're getting a bit stupider. It's
yeah.
obviously because you're shedding the pounds.
I've been stupid for years, but I am stupider.
Well, you're balancing out by getting hench, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's hiding it at the moment with that jacket, like, but
No, not all fat people are good quizzers. Good quizzers are fat people. There's a difference.
Is that
like
okay? So is it just like the ones that don't go out? Oh no, you go to quizzes.
I don't. It's probably the ones who don't get much exercise because they sat around reading load of books.
Books or watching YouTube
I don't know. Reading books.
or watching
You
YouTube.
get clever reading books, not watching YouTube.
Well, have you got clever? Allegedly,
Reading books.
you don't read books. You have them read to you.
Same difference.
So do you remember remember years ago the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire PlayStation game had like actual quiz questions on it, so they were as hard as the TV ones. This is going back 20 odd years to the PlayStation 1.
I was 18 then.
That's hard.
Well, it was the actual quiz questions. I'm not
Bring
gonna
it
tell
in.
the story.
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
I don't have a PlayStation 1. I do want a PlayStation 3 if anyone's got a spare one though.
A question's only hard if you don't know the answer.
He's probably got a PlayStation 3.
I might have a PlayStation 4.
I want a PlayStation 3 because I want to buy Guitar Hero World Tour again.
Can you not play it on 4?
No.
Are they not back-to-back compatible?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Well, that would be forwards compatible, so definitely not. I don't know. The game would be forwards compatible. The console would be backwards. I stand corrected. I apologise. But no, I need a PlayStation
Well,
3.
you're shit out of luck then.
I know. Well, you did tell me you had one and then
Right.
stopped talking. to me.
Right, guys, you heard it here first. Clarky needs a PlayStation 3. Come on, let's help him out.
To be
When
fair,
you guys might be able to get one to him.
no one helped me out when I asked for a Daft Punk helmet, so
Yeah. Step 1 didn't use me as a model. I don't understand why. It's weird, isn't it?
And yeah, please step one. Send them some undies without labels in already because he keeps leaving them everywhere.
Yeah. I like peeling them out and sticking them on people's foreheads.
Clarky was a model once,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
weren't you?
I was. I was indeed.
Was it a baby catalogue?
No.
He was pitching in a little crib.
Rolling round. Go on, what did you model?
In I think it was 2005. I was the hand of marigolds on their packaging across Europe.
True story.
True story.
XXS.
The photographer I was working for at the time
It's
did
the
it.
same picture
did it-
across all the different sizes of gloves.
Oh, so you're not holding things. You're not holding like.
It's funny this, isn't it? Because
thought,
if you'd
wasn't
listen to the story, you'd get your answers.
Go on then.
So I did the test
But
shot.
you are borrowing.
I did the test shot, and the gloves were so big, and I was so thin at the time that they had to bulldog clip the gloves behind me. So on the shot, I'm trying to do it so this
Yeah,
sees me.
yeah.
You couldn't see me; you just see me hand, and I had a yellow glove on, holding a wine glass, and this was for the test shot to pitch to the client. So the client
You're holding a wine glass.
in the test shot
All right.
With a marigold.
with a marigold, because that's you hold your wine glasses while you're washing them, don't you? That's the point in the yellow ones.
How did you hold it?
Dishwasher, mate. Dishwasher.
So they
If I could have a choice between a dishwasher and a TV, I'd have a dishwasher.
I mean, to be fair, this was 2005,
So,
so I don't think dishwashers were as
in theory,
commonplace.
yeah, but in theory, it proves. He likes Andrea.
2005.
It was about that when I was an assistant, yeah.
I had a dishwasher in 2005.
I don't think it was as commonplace. But anyway, marigolds are global.
I was living with my brother once.
I'd just like to point out, I didn't bring this story up. You asked me, and now I
Come back
can't
to it in
tell
a
it.
sec. Let me just interject. I was living with my brother once, and we had a dishwasher, and it broke.
Yeah.
Right, and after about a week, you couldn't even move in the kitchen. There was that many things. Right, and I was asleep,
Then you met Andrea.
and there was a rapping on my door.
Oh, yeah.
My brother, get up. We're going Curry's, getting a dishwasher. Why now? Well, do you want to wash up?
And then you went to Curry's.
I went and got one.
So you didn't get a TV, you got a dishwasher.
Well, we had a TV as well.
Yeah, okay.
But if I had to have the choice, I'd have one. Dishwasher. Where were we at?
So,
Cheers.
did the test shoot. Noise out to you two is horrible. Did the test shoot and quoted for a hand model to come in, which was like £1,000 for the day.
Yeah.
And the client came back and said, "Why can't we just use the girl in the images?" And Billy was like, "That's my assistant Andrew." And he's like, "Well, he's got lovely slim arms, so let's use him." So there was 10 different gloves. They do like thick chemical black gloves, and they do like a gardening glove, they did like a green glove which was extra textured for more grip. And then finally, the last shot was they had a clear glove. And I sat there all day. Bearing in mind, I'm still on my assistant, so I'm not getting paid for the actual shoot. I'm getting like whatever I was getting at the time. It was like 50 quid a day for being an assistant. And I'm still running backwards and forwards and changing the film and the camera. And sorry, Paul, I'm boring, you know.
I was just thinking, when you meet someone that's been a model, they always just go on about it constantly.
So then I'd sit down for the last shot.
This
with the clear
was
glove,
pre-digital.
and the guy goes, "I don't like his hands when we can see them." So they got the model in for the last shot who got paid the full day rate. And
Wow.
so on all the packaging, anything that was a coloured glove around 2005, circa 2006 was me, apart from the clear glove, which was the hand model.
Why don't you just paint your nails and boom, you would have been sorted.
I think it was these rough, manly hands from all the
Yeah.
hard work I've done in my life.
I wonder, though.
I think it was just because the nails weren't painted.
Yeah. You know how you get them glove freaks?
Housewives wouldn't relate to them.
You might have been someone's desirable.
People were so sexist, weren't they, back in 2005?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays, they're probably falling over themselves to get a bloke to wear the gloves and get their hands photographed.
Yeah.
Well, no, everyone's got dishwashers now, though. They probably didn't sell as many. But I think the sales went downhill after I modelled them.
It's because dishwashers became more popular.
Well, let's bring them back.
I actually got in touch with Billy a while back when this conversation comes up every now and again, and this story, and I'd asked him to go through all his archives, see if he could find any, but unfortunately he couldn't. So, I could be making it all up. I've got no proof that this happened.
We'll redo it. We'll get you a leotard and loads of different types of marigolds, and we'll go for it.
Wait a second. Did you wear a leotard for the original shoot?
Of course you did.
No.
Are you sure?
Pretty damn sure, yeah.
Prove it.
I think you did.
I think so.
Why would I have to wear a leotard?
Because you wore it last time round. You was modelling. They all wear leotards, don't they, and shit like that.
Yeah, so that's very true. And all my experience of back in the day of working with models, they all had leotards on,
Yeah.
no matter what was going on.
Apart from when I start modelling for step one underwear, I won't be able to wear a leotard then. But you know what I mean,
Do you know what? This is probably worth me reaching out to them, because I recently reached out to a brand whose camera equipment I use, and they were like, "Yeah, let's do something together." But then they gave us a load of requirements, what they wanted,
Yeah, well-
none of which I would do in these videos. But if they turned around and said, as long as he models them in the video,
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Well, send.
so you want to do it as well?
Yeah, well,
No.
No, Rob's just like, yep, we've got it on the podcast.
We could have Paul model him.
You just said we. So let's just go out live.
yeah. Well,
I can throw.
hang on, whilst we're
stuff
at
at him
it,
while he's
'cause
modelling
you
him.
can show him a video of when I asked, then you can show him a video of this now, and also, why don't you do a Star Wars pair?
They probably don't
mean?
have a license.
Probably need a license. Okay. Probably not do a Star Wars pair.
Cut that.
Could put axes on it, though, couldn't you?
Axes.
Yeah, axes. Men carry axes.
For him to pull out an axe right now.
Or marigolds.
Have you got an axe
Yeah, I have an axe, yes.
on you?
I have several. No, I can bring one in.
Do you ever watch the YouTuber, the inventor Colin Fairs? the guy he's from fucking down south somewhere, and he's like built a bunker under his house and all kinds of
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
He's just done a video recently of the flick axe, and he's got an axe on his arm there, and as he puts his hand out, it swings round and he grabs it.
Ah, get in.
Yeah.
So, Colin, if you fancy sending the flick axe
Please
around
don't, Colin.
for me to test, bring it on. I'm good at chopping stuff. I'm good with choppers.
Thought that was cat food, Rob.
Oh, yeah, them sort of choppers. I mean the meaty ones. No, I don't. I mean axes.
Have we got any more of these cold?
There's 2 more in the freezer, yeah. You want me to go and get them?
Let's just pause it a second.
Pause. Nice though, isn't it? It's a nice one.
It went down easy.
Yeah, I
yes.
might get some of this.
I was thirsty now
5%.
after a long day.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, hasn't it?
Well-
Another long day.
Yeah. Well, our days.
We're down in the dungeon now because people have left for the day.
Yeah.
We should have known there was a fridge full of Camden Hells and just pretended I bought that.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, cat food brought us the
That was here for that.
Well, he got
hells.
told off. He turned up and didn't bring. He just turns up and takes stuff.
He always
Which I don't
turns up
mind.
just after lunch has been delivered.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not eating anything today. Oh, is it that pizza going spare?
Yeah. What was that, KFC? I've not had that for years.
Yeah.
So yeah, So cat food turned up, and I was like, you used to bring bear in. You know, when we was at the old place, it'd bring bear every so often. It'd bring bear and cake or donuts. Anyway, he turned up. Yeah. With was it Hells? Camden Hells.
Camden Hells,
Yeah. Very nice. Not as nice as just as nice as these, Don. Honest.
You say that. I prefer Hell's on draft in Camden.
I was going to say, I've had this conversation with Rob before because he's never been fussed about. It's like, you know the way people say Guinness is better in Ireland?
Right, yeah.
Even though
They
it's-
they say it don't travel.
Doesn't travel there. There was a place by mine used to have serve Czechoslovakian Budvar.
I think it's the tins. It's better in bottles.
Yeah, but this place used to have it. A truck used to come in where the truck was full, and they had giant tanks that they used to fill with the beer, and then there'd be a sign on the bar saying this beer was fresh on the date, and you knew that it was like delivered within a few days, and then it used to come directly from it, so it was never put into barrels or casks or bottles or anything. It was just straight off. It was absolutely fucking beautiful.
Nice.
Budvar.
Budvar.
It's Czechoslovakian Budweiser, isn't it?
Nice. All right.
For those who are listening to this, pause.
Just opening the chocolate off Don. Good catch.
Thanks. So,
Caught that in his mouth. You having it?
right, so obviously the just point of this is just to chat shit, but it is about the last month as well. So it's been pretty manic here for the last month, and there's very little.
Are we going to talk about Star Wars?
No,
Okay.
very little planned content has happened.
True that.
And we've done a lot of these, like, kind of behind the scenes. Just don't want to say because Rob will get too excited, but almost fly on the wall with zero planning and just recording what's going on.
Let's start.
Why did you open that under the table?
Because you go, fucking hell. Go on, keep
Can
talking.
you eat under the table then as well?
Don't got chocolate on the microphone.
Yeah, so-
Oh, rubbing it in. Shit.
That's why that's the green mic, and Rob has the blue one, which is always is. Because of the dirty people who sit there.
So, no, that'll be full of gums just dripping off his teeth. Don't put that.
I'm not cutting that out.
That is disgusting.
But true.
You are an embarrassment to your mother.
True.
She'll be having words.
You want me, brother? What are you saying?
I was just saying about the last. So I wanted Rob to kind of just address the last month's worth of videos and lack of structure to what we're doing.
Yeah, it's, the other day you did a video. Hang on, I'm eating chocolate.
This is going really downhill fast, isn't it?
Oh, you did a video. You do sound like your mum now. With all them dicks in her mouth.
I wasn't listening to
So
that
anyhow, you asked me to step in for one of the
last week. It was the last week, Paul.
the last week's video, and because she was too busy, and I killed it. twice as many followers as usual, twice as many likes, and now
Yeah, twice as many as your usual. So that was what, 12?
your usual.
13.
Your usual.
Don't get jealous.
Anyway, it's funny. You did a good. Cheers. You did. You did all right, didn't you? Held it together.
That's what I do.
Didn't look like you had a load of learning issues.
Yeah,
No.
no. In school.
Can't really say that.
You can.
What?
You've got learning issues.
No, it's a...
I think that's pretty rich.
What?
The things that you've been saying.
What? No. Don't twist it. No.
Let's get on with it
Okay, go on.
before you start digging a bigger hole
Says.
and then jumping in it. Have to be a big one.
Yeah, definitely for you.
So
Michelin man.
yeah, it's been a bit chaotic, hasn't it? We've been very busy and unorganised on the media front.
Yeah.
Anyone listening tonight wouldn't believe that.
That's probably down to like his drink problem. So we've got that under control now, haven't we? Say yes, Paul.
Yes, Pete.
But yeah, it's we've been very busy, haven't we? It's the combination of things, not least the Bausch and not least Boosh. We'll just say both. You can put them both in, Clarky. Bausch, Boosh.
The mighty Boosh.
But yeah, we've got an awful lot of stuff on. We've got Halloween coming up, so people wanted things
Yeah.
on a tight deadline.
Mm-hmm. And
We've
Holsters turned up today, didn't they?
Yeah, and we've just been cracking on.
Yep.
Cracking on with things. But hopefully we've got a bit of a plan for bit gassy this, I would say. But nice.
Don't blame me, blame Don.
Not picked. Cheers.
Cheers, Dom.
Not picked it before myself.
Yeah. So if you want to send any lager in for any future vlogs, just suggest one. Just
PayPal me the money, I'll sort it.
yeah. But if you're gonna get Clarky to buy us beer, tell him which one you want us to drink. But none of that.
No, because
Stormtrooper. What's that?
None of that stormtrooper,
Fucking-
real stormtrooper shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's like,
bad.
It's
Innit?
like dog pit. I've never even tasted.
What was
dog
great
piss.
about that was when we did that video 2 or 3 Christmases ago, that like ridiculously long live stream video. We talked about the worst gifts to get for, a true Star Wars fan, or certainly for the guys in the studio. Now that applies to other people aren't true Star Wars fans, that's not what I mean. But the guys in the studio, and nearly everyone said, the worst thing is when people buy me that Stormtrooper, real ale Stormtrooper stuff. And I remember after Christmas, you all came in and you'd all been bought it.
Yeah.
Even though you'd specifically said, don't.
Yeah.
Although I've got a bit of a guilty pleasure. I was bought last year. We just do Secret Santa with my family who come round for Christmas Day. And I was bought the decanter.
Oh, the Stormtrooper head.
Yeah.
I've got that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's full of monkey shoulder whiskey.
Yeah.
And that is a nice little touch. But
Yeah.
I think that's the only. I'm not going to say his name. That's the only shite that he's that I've got in the house.
I suppose the people that fence it for him, that sell it for him, their art department don't do a bad design on like for example printed on a glass or something like that.
Yeah, but the average person, certainly something like that's just going to look at who it is and not necessarily look into the backstory of the court case.
Of course,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
Speak to Brian and Lindsay, who would tear it apart. So it's.
Yeah.
But I think either way, I think you guys did say it wasn't a bad beer, but it wasn't.
It depends.
It was the IPA that we had.
But we don't like IPA, do we?
No, I'm not a lover of IPA.
Surprisingly, Paul isn't into IPA, even though he is the archetypal hipster.
You just call everyone a hipster at the moment. You were telling me I one last week.
Yeah. Rob is just...
Look at you.
How like I don't wear skinny jeans.
Have you noticed how he gets jealous of us?
In fact, you're more of a hipster walking around than Andrew's jeans.
The thing is, though, if you put skinny jeans on me, you think, nice ass. Put them on him, it's like a string of sausages.
Well, you think, why is it hanging out over the top?
Yeah, muffin top. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Let's try them on at the
very
weekend.
attractive for an old guy.
I'll bring you a pair. You can try them on.
Yeah, sure. Andrew's pants.
If you can get them over your step ones.
Yeah, my stepmoms, yeah. Nice. Hey, just think if we do, if they do send them to us, you've actually got to focus on my package. You got to actually stare at my junk.
He's getting excited about the idea that you're going to have to look at his
Why is
package.
that unusual?
I don't know. Oh, what does that say about me? I start getting aroused then.
I don't know what it says about you.
You look aroused, your eyes are glazed over. Oh no, you're just drunk, aren't you?
Were we talking about something?
We're just talking about the lack of planned content lately.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because I imagine, to be fair, this is highly likely to be tomorrow night's video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It should be, because it could get relevant real quick.
Well, the thing is, from my point of view, we've never really. It's 5 years this week since we put the first video out.
Fifth year anniversary.
Yeah. So
really,
and it's taken me nearly
Just
5
think how
years to
you
get
should
Rob
be.
on board.
We'd be going to school. It's starting its first term at school this year.
jeez.
We might get the
What do
lens
you
something then.
Well, you take the lens cap off much more nowadays, don't you?
He has got that
Ish.
down. He has got that down pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Look, there's 2 cameras pointing at us, 3 cameras pointing at us, and they've all got the lens. There's 4. The 4th one hasn't got the lens cap off. But never mind. We're getting there, aren't we? How do you manage that?
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Take them odds. Anyway, yeah, so just trying to plan it, but lately he's been more insane. And Rob pointed out to me today, which I've not considered, is Rob's back on back forming now, isn't he? So
Yes, yes.
that's, besides being a complete control freak and not delegating the stuff he could delegate, he has to do other things because he's a complete control freak and won't delegate.
Yeah, true.
The fact that he just smiles and nods to this.
Well, he is. The guys that will know him.
Anyone who watches this will go, oh my God, he's just a machine. He's amazing what he does. But the reality is he just won't relinquish control on some things.
I prefer the first one.
Stop praising him.
Go with the first one.
Yeah. It's not
I know.
that others.
Paul
others
took some tie boxes off me today.
I took
And he
some-
was like,
Sorry, no, Paul doesn't wear tie boxes. He wears step one.
I thought he was on about time
he's like,
boxing.
oh, yeah, Pete's free now. I can do these tie boxes, can't he? And I was like, the tie boxes. And he was like, yeah, Pete's going to do them, yeah.
Oh yeah, because Pete does them properly though, doesn't he?
Well,
Yeah.
Because if you do them, Pete just has to fix them afterwards anyway.
He just does he usually does the final bit.
Okay.
But he's doing all of the bits on this one, which is good because I'm busy we're in the,
well, that's what I mean.
I think we're in the 70s or
We can all do these things. It's just like
on the
it's
Bausch
difficult.
build now, 70 build.
I was looking for context then. I thought you were having some kind of
70.
stroke chamber in the 70s.
70 build.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Rob's been forming all the Bausches. Then you've been hijacking Ellis off the team, haven't you? And he's been helping you get them all trimmed.
Yeah.
And then you've been putting them together as well as vac forming. So it's been a very busy time for him. So when he comes in on his period,
Management.
do him a cup of tea. And you're all right, aren't you, after about an hour, once you woke up?
Not usually, no. No, I was rough this morning.
That was to do with last night, wasn't it?
No.
Third place.
It's to do with having a bit of a cold.
He came in really butthurt, didn't he, that he came third?
Yeah, yeah. But no, it helps. It helps the team.
second place was 1 point ahead of us.
Second place is first loser, so third place. It's even worse. To quote Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last.
True.
That's not actually true because we did still get £10 off our bill
We get
for our food and drink. So
And how much did you spend?
it's irrelevant. The prize was £10.
Of course it's relevant. If your bill was 20 quid, that's 50% off, that's sound. But if your bill was 200 quid, that's 5%. It's not worth your time.
Well, it's not. It was more like 150 or something.
It's still not worth your time.
It helps us when he's had a bad, because it's usually Wednesday night. It helps us because if you've had a bad night and you come in all upset, it cheers
I
us
don't
up
have
a
a
bit.
bad night.
You do. You come in all third place.
Yeah, you did that recently,
Yeah.
and then you were making us all go through the questions with you to see if you were right or the quizmaster was wrong.
Oh,
Do you know what? I'm gutted as well because one of the questions last night was who plays in which football team plays in the Stadium of Light. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's like Northeast. So we had a pick. We had a punt on a team. It wasn't the right one. But then today, what happens? Clarky sends me a meme, Stadium of Light.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was weird.
that's
How
interesting.
weird's that?
Wouldn't have been better if it had sent it to him while he was in the pub quiz. But
You don't have time. There's no time for messing about. Can't
you know what you need? You need Elon Musk's Neuralink. Like just literally Wi-Fi connected all the time, like Johnny Mnemonic. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
But that's where we're going, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Are we going down this rabbit hole now? I know we started to talk about it before, but something Paul's already admitted he hasn't watched it yet. But the R2 Dan podcast,
Yeah.
which I was there for the actual podcast, so it was fascinating from that point of view. Then I edited it several times, and I still found it very interesting. Dan was surprised at the stuff he came out with because he'd forgotten half of it. But we had some really good comments. Again, I think the interesting thing about that is if you haven't watched it or listened to it, it's definitely worth it because it's Dan's hugely knowledgeable, isn't he, about
Yes.
Star Wars in general, very specifically Stormtroopers, but also his collection and the way he collects. The fact that Si and Rob were also talking about their collections, and I chipped in with a little bit about mine. You need to move that away from your face. You're breathing's horrendous. Sound like a But yeah, just interesting because I think it's easy probably for people for outside of RS to look at these. Again, everyone's got amazing collections, and the reality is Rob has sweet FA of the RS stuff in his collection at home.
At the moment,
Yeah, but you're still going to be years away from your Y-wing being painted, aren't you?
Well, how's your collection looking?
Mine's looking pretty good.
it is all right. Yeah, he insists on getting stuff.
Rob insists. Rob said when we did the, I think it was the live stream last year.
Can I just jump in here?
Please do.
Because I've got something to
Keep doing
say.
it anyway.
Hold that thought. Do you know what you're up to?
You've told me that like 3 times, and we haven't gone back to whatever I was saying.
Where are you up to?
In what?
What are you about to say?
I was just about to say that you implied that I wasn't actually fat. I just smuggled out Stormtrooper helmets under my t-shirts every time I left the studio.
Brilliant.
No, you are actually fat.
I wouldn't say he's fat.
Wow.
Oh well, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Should we talk about weight loss this year, shall we, Rob?
let's talk a little bit about what you've just mentioned, because nice little link that into something that I needed to talk about. The wedge helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go on.
completing. The
Yes.
run is complete. As far as Simon is concerned, building, the run is complete. As far as
Excellent.
Jason is concerned,
A slight bit of finishing. Oh, you not put your phone on silent? Amateur.
Shit.
Right, so it is now Friday morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's been a little bit of a beep, and we've skipped from your phone call to this morning. I'm not going to explain to people why you left. I'm going to let them leave that up to their imagination.
Yeah, because
tell
that's probably more fun.
Yeah.
But I've come in the exact same dirty clothes from yesterday.
He does that
for
every day.
continuity.
He does this
and
every day. You've worn that t-shirt for 2 weeks, mate.
To be fair, I'm wearing the same hoodie and hat.
Yes, you've worn that hat for 2 weeks, mate. The hoodie. I saw you take it off the other night. So you haven't worn that for 2 weeks.
Through the window.
So where were we anyway? What were we talking about?
So
Before
I
we
think-
rudely interrupted.
I think I was up to trying to tell my third story that you'd interrupted.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said something which had nothing to do with the hyperdrive, and you said, "Oh, that reminds me," and you went off on one about finishing the hyperdrive run. So I'm not sure you finished that.
Oh right. So yeah, the hyperdrive run is as far as Simon's concerned, it's complete. As far as Jason's concerned, with finishing them, it's complete. However, we do need some visors, don't we?
Yes.
I'm just making some new visors to finish them. Got a stack of helmets in there complete except for the visor. And then yeah, and then the hyperdrive run would be complete. But there was a reason why we were getting onto that story. And now, because of the passage of time, I've forgotten what the reason was.
Well, yeah, because I'd said something, and then you're like, "Oh, we'll talk over you."
But so now let's go back to your story.
I have no idea what my story was. That was yesterday.
I think we should pause it and just have a little look back.
Right, anyway, let's move on to something else. We talked about the R2 Dan podcast. Right, new additions to the Hall of Fame, and I'm going to drop a third one on you when you've talked to Paul about the two I sent you last night.
Well, someone needs to show me these new additions.
I thought Clarky would do it
Would it come on the screen now?
No, because you can see what's on the screen now, and that's you.
Fucking, I tell you what, you can see on the screen. 3 good-looking guys. Oh, sorry, you got Clarky's there, so there's 2 good-looking. Bob's there, 1 good-looking guy.
So yeah, so we're going to put 3 in the Hall of Fame because we need to get this calendar done by the end of this month, or it needs to be ready for print by the end of this month.
Have you heard him? So now we're doing 3.
So it is.
So it is what?
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, yeah, here you go.
So Clarky we're going to look at the pictures now.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
That's my
I
mum.
see. I've not got the third one yet.
I haven't sent it yet. That's fine.
If you are, I love the way we do this on a podcast. And we have 3 new entries. These will be added to the website, so do go check them out there. Because there are some nice images. I particularly like the flavour of the pool table one.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Well, seems very seems though I've just got a pool table.
Yeah.
Like that. And then this one, don't know. I really like it. It's got some just get rid. Yeah, there you go. Got some connotations to that image, hasn't it?
Well, you picked it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
I showed you several that he sent because they were all great. Because anything that's like location based or
Just 2.
practical effects of real snow.
Yeah, look at that one.
Yeah, the Snow Trooper one is
Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's a little bit
very good, yeah.
So that's
a little bit risque, perhaps.
That's Frank, and he's from Germany. We have a huge amount of Hall of Famers from Germany now. I think they're some of our most devoted army.
They like to take a nice picture, don't they?
And the guy on the pool table is Tarkan. He's from the US of A. And then I'm going to send you this one. So this is
Here's a new one.
well, this hasn't been discussed with anybody yet, apart from the person who's in it. And I think that we agree that this should absolutely be in it.
So this is going in the Hall of Fame. We've got a new introduction to the Hall of Fame. And it's going in live. No one's ever seen it other than Clarky.
Now you've seen the picture.
All right, that one. Why have you relented on this then?
I haven't relented on it. We've never discussed it.
You did.
No, we haven't.
You said it can't go in.
No, I didn't.
It's old.
No, I didn't.
I do remember some sort of conversation like this about the older ones.
Yeah.
No, I said ones that have already been submitted. But that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Didn't they just submit a different photo from the same photo shoot?
No.
No, okay.
No, because it would have.
Yeah.
If that was going to be in the Hall of Fame, that would have originally been in from Rob setting the Hall of Fame up.
Yeah,
to
this
70.
has never been entered in for the Hall of Fame.
So that this picture for anyone who's listening or even for watching, it's on screen, is our good friends Dennis, Obi-Han, and R2 Dan, aka Dan Tween, aka German Dan. And this was a picture taken about 10 years ago. This is one of are these the armors that they came over and picked up, wasn't it?
The armour from way back when. I think Frankie might have took the image on this, but I'm not too sure.
It's Frankie.
Got that in my head. The name I was told as the credit for the photographer. Because I did used to have this as my wallpaper.
Well,
on my telephone.
I'd forgotten. Dan sent it to me weeks back, but the quality of the picture was crap, and he was like, "I'll find it on a CD."
CD. That was quite a racist accent he was trying to do there, wasn't it?
How was it?
Yeah.
It's an impression of German Dan.
Exactly.
What? Dan's not French.
And the reason I found this, I Googled yesterday another topic we're going to talk about, which was the A&H Hero kit that came up for auction recently. And weirdly, amongst all the posts that had nothing to do with that, there was an RS post on StarWarsHelmets.com. Sorry, yeah, StarWarsHelmets.com post about armor, RS armor. Anyway, yeah, this is on StarWarsHelmets.com. This picture, and the picture on StarWarsHelmets.com is much better quality than the one Dan sent me. So when I saw it yesterday, I was like, oh, it's actually good enough to go.
Oh, so you stole that one?
It's not stolen. It's Dan's original picture, isn't it?
Let's not get into the technicalities of people using pictures because there's some real snobbery from Andrew with it being his thing.
Oh, God, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so everyone who sends us a picture, before this goes to print, I've reached out to them all for permission from the photographers to use them.
Because that's how you do it.
That's the way we roll.
Yeah.
No, I would never think about anything like that.
I wouldn't.
But because Andrew's a photographer, he likes to take consideration in for all of that kind of
It's very...
information.
So anyway, we've got Frank, Tarkin, and Dennis and Dan, 3 new entries to the Hall of Fame. And I think
check
that
them out
takes
on
us
the website.
2. So we need 2 more for the calendar.
If you're listening,
They won't be on the website for at least a week. I've only just put Don Wise's up from last month.
if you're listening to the podcast and you've not seen the images, then do go and check out the website immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please have a look at what we like, because we do get sent a lot of stuff which is it's just never going to get in.
Just so you know, we're open to bribery as well, on account of Don sending a bear in. And,
No, that's nothing to do with that.
yeah, of course it is. I've been talking to him for months. I'm joking.
Yeah.
We're not politicians, for God's sakes.
So yeah, anyway, that shoehorns nicely into. I don't know anything about this, and
So we're 2 missing now,
oh yeah, sorry, we're still on it.
and then we're ready for
We're ready for print. Yeah.
I've seen a
2
fantastic...
spots.
I've
2
seen a
spots.
great one. It's a bag scout, and he's got his lid up, and he's drinking a milkshake. It's just a classic pose. It's absolutely amazing. I'll have to show you sometime.
Right out the original movie. Isn't it?
Yeah. It's fantastic. Great beard as well.
Well, if you want to get in the Hall of Fame, there's someone's palm that you need to grease.
Oh, bribery.
Oh, wait a minute. We just said that didn't happen, and now he's saying it does happen.
No.
So if Paul wants in,
What kind of grease do you want?
I like bacon grease, to be honest.
Oh
with you.
my God. I'm just your man.
And that's neatly linked us into...
Yeah, so this someone asked about Neri Hipples has asked about this A&H Hero kit that came up recently.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't find anything about it online though.
Oh, yeah, I think it's... I'm going from memory. I think it's coming up for auction at Is it Julian's?
This sign means move away from your microphone.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
If you're going to make like hand signals, you need to explain what they are beforehand.
This was your original thing.
What?
Because you said you need to be a penis length away from the microphone.
Jeffries. So I can't remember what it's called now. Actually, whether it's Julian's or whether it's whatever Profiles in History changed its name to. I think it's. Don't know. It's one of them. But yeah, this is the full. I believe. I've not done a lot of research into this. I've got to be honest, but I do know that it's the suit that EFX had hold of.
Okay.
And that they made their molds from.
Just
Many.
I screenshotted it for reference.
Yeah, it's a suit that EFX got their molds from way back when. The gentleman that owned it, which is not Brian from EFX, who passed away, it's another guy, and he has also passed away.
Heritage Auctions, is it?
Heritage, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some. I'm going to use the word plethora of Star Wars stuff.
Oh, I thought from the question, because he'd put kit, I thought it was a kit. That's what I was really confused about.
That's a full armour, mate.
240,000 current bid.
That's the current. Yeah, I mean it's a $1 million. It's $1 million thing. Whether it's going to get to $1 million or whether it's going to go more, but amazing piece.
Who's it screen matched to then, or where they screen matched it to?
So intact. There's a lot of history with this suit of where it was. I think it was one of the ones at the Oscars or something. They know quite a lot about it. I believe.
I need my suit to be yellow now to match that.
I believe when EFX had this, it had the undersuit and the neck seal and everything, and some parts of it have gone missing. Wow. In between the time of EFX having it and it going back to the owner, or the people who were sorting out the deceased owner's estate didn't have it as an important piece, and
could have been thrown away. I suppose certainly some of those soft parts after the age of them would have just looked like rags, wouldn't they?
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite interesting the way the.
I think it was, from what I can gather, it was stored in a bin bag as well. So, which is a classic way to store things, isn't it?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Store or hoard.
Store or hoard, yeah. What's it?
But it'll be fascinating to see what it sells for. Very nice suit. I mean, it's going to be expensive, isn't it? This is sort of stuff that we can only dream about, isn't it, Paul?
So it's got 9 days left. And it's up for 312,500 with BP.
In the same auction, there is the stolen X-wing model as well.
Oh, is there?
Mm.
Interesting with the belt on it. How obviously the hero holster has two rivets on it, and they're actually just across the belt, really, when you're hastily done.
Yeah, but I suppose it's obviously matched to be original, but
yeah,
it was not necessarily the original helmet to go with that suit, was it?
Well,
isn't there some of the books where the guys were like they just used to take the stuff off and then pick it up the next time to put it on?
Yeah, they were all over the place.
Yeah. Quite often, like it'll be a pile of arms, won't it? And so on and so forth. So it's just tossed on.
Certainly wouldn't meet the 501st CRL, would it?
No, not at all.
It's too yellow. That's interesting. Yeah, well, I couldn't find anything on it yesterday, but I was looking for an actual kit that I thought it was like an unbuilt kit or something.
Very nice. Yeah, but Prop Store have got some quite interesting items coming up for auction as well later in the year. The catalogue's just come out for those. The 3PO head and
they reckon that's going to get 1.5, don't they? I saw that yesterday.
A tie helmet is in there, one of the hero ones as well.
Yeah,
and they're going to go for big money.
Yeah, definitely.
Big money, which is good because obviously Star Wars is not dead. The new Disney era stuff's not managed to kill the love for the original trilogy.
The original trilogy is still there, and they'll always be loved.
But the thing is that there's probably very few things from the new Star Wars that's made it into the wild anyway, is there? So like the collector's pieces that have lurked for 40 odd years, they're super rare as it is, but they're even rarer by today's standards. You're like, who was it that we knew was a trooper in TFA? And he said that everything was laid out on a table and everything had to be signed for and accounted at the beginning and end of each shoot. Like they weren't taking any chances of anything getting out of the production. We know things have escaped, but on the whole, I don't think it's anywhere near as much. I think Star Wars probably set a precedent, didn't it, for people taking more care of props over the years and stopped throwing stuff in skips when people were bin dipping and then making millions years later. Next one then, okay. So Kingston Marvin wants to know, or wants you to discuss the designs of the troopers in Ahsoka, the Enoch Night Troopers. No, I haven't watched since the last time we had this conversation, and I said I wasn't watching it. I haven't watched it.
So we set this up, didn't we? Nicely, so we could segue from the original there into the Disney era stuff, and he could have just slipped in. Oh, speaking of, but it's just like,
well,
just missed it.
What happens when you're trying to produce monkeys?
There's no joke.
Not
There's
it.
no joke to be had there. So yeah, Ahsoka,
Ahsoka.
the zombie troopers. What do you think of them?
Well,
Not for me.
well, yeah, it's not for you. I don't know. What's wrong with me? It's just the original trilogy. It was just darker, wasn't it? If you know what I mean. And these, it just seems full of Disney.
I haven't seen it. However, I got sent it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Following 24 hours after it, after it was out.
Yeah.
And all I can think with it is the prequels were CGI and it was forgivable.
Yeah.
It's forgivable now, but it was pretty good at the time. All those pictures that I got, the screen grabs I got sent, looked just like crap CGI.
Yeah.
Now I understand everything's made to a budget, but I just don't understand when you're making something that's got the platform that it's got, why they don't look better than they do when you're considering how well the clones were animated 25 years ago, whatever it is.
What do we actually think of the tea case from Ahsoka? I don't know. I don't have much love for him.
Yeah. I mean,
It's interesting. It's
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
and it's new and it's like ooh, but I don't the whole. I didn't mind the show. I watched the whole thing now. I didn't mind the whole thing, but I didn't think it was good. Didn't think it was necessarily bad. But Star Wars should be elevated. It should be. I don't know if it's just the TV format that doesn't work and they should just stick to movies. But
You were saying that you didn't enjoy the last 3 movies, the last 5 movies.
well, true. But this would have been better as a movie than the sequels.
Yeah, well, again, I haven't seen it, like I said, about 5 times, but I thought that about The Mandalorian. I would have happily enjoyed an hour and a half, 2-hour action movie with that plot as opposed to
The
all
whole
little side
problem
hustles.
with the sequels was you had Luke, Han, and Leia, and it was that disjointed and spread that thin that for me it didn't work, and that's a difficult thing to ever get over. To then start trying to enjoy the movies.
Yeah.
But Ahsoka hasn't got Han and Luke or Leia, so you don't have to worry about them characters, so you can come at it from a different way. And I didn't. It was just a bit dull. Really, it's like it's all drawn out. The TKs, interesting design. Difficult to know what was actually happening with them. With the zombie ones, then they all got killed, and then.
Spoiler.
But then they didn't. And then they just got killed. Then they got killed, and then they came. You know, it was like, what?
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
When there were zombies who were a bit. It was like, people like. It's like, what do the fans like? And there's a load of tick boxes. Oh, zombie stormtroopers. Yeah, let's get them in. It's like, well, I don't know. It was just.
It'd have been if it was in a movie format and it was darker, because anything to do with zombies is just dark.
Or if that Ahsoka had just been an animated show, I think
Interesting, yeah.
would have worked a lot better.
Yeah.
If they'd have just made a next season of Rebels.
Have you seen it all, Paul?
Yes, I watched it, yeah. That's what I mean. You know, when the spoiler, when the stormtroopers were reanimated or whatever it was by the witches, which is interesting, and they just got up, but you know, they needed to be. Some of them needed to be crawling along because they've just been cut in half, and limbs missing. But is that not for the children? I suppose. You know, the big kid in me wants to see that. So.
But do you think
It's an interesting idea, though.
But do you think, like, I know Rob's not a massive fan of Marvel, and I've lost interest over the last few years of TV shows, but like Marvel over the last 10 plus years seem to do a bit of something for everyone almost. Like, they had the extremes of not necessarily blood and gore, but there was violence in it and scary characters that you wouldn't watch with like a 5-year-old. Then they did TV shows, which are like, you know, there was one, I think it was called Miss Marvel, which was clearly aimed at teenage girls. I'm not, you know, it's not for me to watch. I'm not going to enjoy it. I tried to watch it. I didn't enjoy it. But Star Wars is just, again, trying to do something
Tried to be a teenage girl.
for everybody.
Yeah.
if I want to be a teenage girl, I can be a teenage girl.
Yeah.
You can identify as that if you so wish.
Star Wars has
in
been
2023.
Yeah, it's been quite difficult because let's go back to when they got rid of Luke.
Spoiler.
But they've not got rid of Luke. He's still there when in
As a
this
Force
Ahsoka
ghost.
time frame.
Yeah,
he's
so
still
sad.
alive.
Yeah, yeah, they're bringing him back in that, but the way they got rid of him,
You know,
brought a
and
shite
there was a big play on Ahsoka being, you know, the Ahsoka and Anakin connection, and
yeah.
he was the master, and yet his son, who is the only surviving Jedi, no interest.
Yeah.
Why would I have any interest in him? I'm Ahsoka, and I'm going to go to another galaxy far, far away. It was weird.
It's a good idea.
It's weird. They were trying something.
Yeah.
Wasn't all bad.
So
I really liked the Ray Stevenson character.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, if you, well, sadly, he's passed away now, hasn't he? So
Very
Spoiler.
very underused in the show.
yeah. Well, you'd think the next series it was going to be very used, but sadly, it's going to be someone else now. Disney, if you need a Ray Stevenson lookalike, I've got a bird at least.
I was going to say
I
something
would. I would.
profound, then you
Yeah, I would pay to see that.
Yeah, I'd be better than you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Unless they wanted an overweight one, then you're
probably.
in with a shout, mate. Tubbs.
So what the only one of the other we didn't get many suggestions actually on what to talk about, which is interesting considering how many questions we usually get. But someone has just put they want you to discuss living in a simulation. So I know we did touch on it last time.
Yeah.
But Rob did say to people to go away and and do a bit of research on it. And
Yeah, true.
so the rabbit hole I went down in the last week or so was something called the Black Knight satellite, which
Yes.
is, you know what it is?
Yes, yeah. It was it 50. I reckon it's 15 tons or something. Or was it
Something
more?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
They found it in the 50s through when they found the new type of radio wave. And some people believe it's a satellite that's transmitting real-time information on Earth to another system somewhere. Now, there's all people who say it's total bullshit, and then there's all people who say, no, it's it's provable it's not just space debris. And why does it change its orbit and things like this?
yeah.
But that made me think of the simulation, because if you've got, your explanation last week or last month, Rob, was about how the simulation is you being watched, not necessarily that you're being controlled. Like when I think of simulation, I think like we're being played like The Sims. But that kind of ties in with that thought process, doesn't it? That there's somebody's been watching Earth for thousands of years through this satellite that's been orbiting the planet.
I don't know. I was watching something about why aliens don't exist by Professor Brian Cox.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
The grinning one, not the actor. And
The actor's not a professor.
yeah, that was quite interesting.
Yeah, about it's literally the perfect storm of why we exist right now, isn't it? And the chance of that perfect storm happening,
Yeah.
and the infinite amounts of planets that are not the right distance or the wrong point in evolution of the systems. It could be highly unlikely that there's anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
so
sense.
maybe the simulation is just something new to get people excited about. Oh,
But what
makes it a bit more exciting.
what if
But
this?
the reality is
What if this?
getting
Is,
up on a cold October morning,
What's
coming in here and seeing your face.
Oh, thank you. Your face.
That's reality.
Well, so you should be quite happy then, instead of morbidly obese and depressed.
I don't know which one of you is breathing like that, but stop it.
Not me.
I'm not even breathing.
Rob does nose breathe a lot.
What about if this is your life flashing before your eyes, and this is like your final moments?
Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fucking great film.
Yeah. Well, could be. So we just all get naked now then.
Or even worse, like this is your what's the limbo called? Where you like get stuck in like a loop of your life. You don't go to heaven, you don't go to hell.
Yeah.
Play. What's it called?
Don't know. But I know what you mean.
Rob doesn't know.
No.
Purgatory. Purgatory.
Purgatory.
Purgatory.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's if there's no aliens, what's if it's just Earthlings from the past, and they've moved away and they're coming back. Galactica style.
Well, that's a good segue to. I went down another rabbit hole this week of the Great Pyramids of Giza, and now they're a different type of pyramid. So it's like 250 plus pyramids in Egypt or around the world, and those ones in Giza are completely different. They're not built like tombs like the other ones are, and they're almost like they fit in with Tesla's research on electricity and conducting and sending power through the air and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which the argument is it was built by an advanced civilization that was wiped out like 13,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And whether that's something that's, if we had an advanced civilization that left the planet and then they're coming back to visit us and going, nah, fuck this, they've got stupider.
Yeah. They built one last pyramid that managed to align all the pyramids around the Earth, pressed the button, and they all zapped, gone.
Yeah.
You never know.
Hold on, zapped gone like teleported or zapped gone like dead?
See, this was one of
Oh my God.
this was one of Brian Cox's explanations why we've not met aliens, because when we develop the technology to be able to go and meet them, there's like a natural filter where our own stupidity always makes sure that we don't get off the planet and go and do that.
Yeah, true.
And we just, destroy ourselves, and maybe that's what's been happening.
Or we've
through
met them.
several civilizations as we get to a point where. But then, is that nature, or is that the simulation?
Yeah.
But this was something you said. You watched something a while back that you got me onto, which was that like global warming happens anyway. It's not necessarily, we could be making it worse, but you go back 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 years, there's always these peaks and troughs of, heat and ice ages and stuff like that, and the planet goes through them. And whether or not that then destroys civilizations. Like Rob and I have watched a program called Ancient Apocalypse, which talks about how 13,000 years ago there was a cataclysmic event. Don't know what that word means, but I've heard it a lot in the show. And it wiped everything out. And that's why there's like structures under the sea and all these things that can't be explained, like these pyramids that are around the world all perfectly aligned to true north and stuff like that.
Clarkey is going to get cancelled now as being a climate change denier. And anyone who's under 30 has just switched off the podcast now.
I don't think we have anyone under 30 who watches it.
I know we don't. Yeah, interesting stuff that's going on in the world.
They could even be living with us though, couldn't they?
I was this Paul out himself as an alien.
Yeah. Well,
He's told me about some of his ex-girlfriends, and some of them do sound out of this world and not in a good way.
I believe Maggie.
Don't bring it around to mum jokes, no.
I believe your mum was. Someone was attracted to her once, like your dad. Oh, did that hurt?
Saggy old fatness.
That's your mum.
That's making
yeah.
a bag puss.
We could be obeying a load of aliens now, for all we know.
Like the lizard people.
Yeah.
There was a royal family of lizards, aren't they?
We have to say allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all like there's people. I'm just open to all mad shit because I don't think anything that we're told is enough of the truth. That you've got to, what did David Duchovny say in the X-Files? Believe no one, trust no one. But some of it's batshit crazy, like lizard people. And what's amazing is there might be a lizard person sat there listening to this going, these dickheads don't think I'm real.
Probably not, though. They're probably just listening, thinking, basing all of his knowledge of conspiracy theories on the X-Files.
Not all of it. A lot of it's on YouTube.
Well, that's all right then.
Well, it's the thing, isn't it? Like the Black Knight satellite thing. I literally, and the good. What I do like about YouTube is, and I think this is where the algorithm needs to.
Clack a link below to the Black Knight satellite video.
One of several.
And step one on our Amazon affiliation account.
But that's like, I think YouTube needs to give you. I've said this before. It needs to give you the video you want to watch, and then the suggested videos afterwards need to be, do you want to see a video that aligns with this thought process, or do you want to see a video that will give you a counter argument? And I think Rob needs stuff like that because he watches too many videos of miserable old white men like him that he just thinks that he's right. Whereas this Black Knight satellite thing, the first one I watched was giving me all the information about why it's real, and the second one I watched was giving me the reasons why it wasn't real.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good, but I came away from it going, I still don't know.
Yeah.
not convinced either way that there's not something that we if we can't explain it, and all we're trusting is people who are analysing it from Earth.
I don't know anything about it, but I am interested.
Yeah. Well, I saw it. I sound like my 12-year-old daughter now. I saw it on TikTok first of all because it was like a.
It just.
But then I was like, I need to go and watch this. So then I went on YouTube because it's the the place for reliable information.
Where education is done.
Yeah.
It just resurfaces every so often, doesn't it? Every couple of years, it's
I don't.
back in.
Tell me what it is,
Right,
and
hold on.
I'll tell you what I think.
The Black Knight satellite conspiracy theory claims that a spacecraft of its extraterrestrial origin is near polar orbit of the Earth and that NASA is covering up the existence of Origin.
Why?
The conspiracy theory combines several unrelated stories into one narrative. And then there's a photo which I can't obviously explain
Why are NASA covering it up?
because they don't want us to know.
Well, that sounds to me like it's NASA's thing then.
Again, this is what's wrong with my mind.
And this
Another
is
so
the
NASA,
problem.
NASA originally is. Hold on, I don't even know if this is true, but I watched the video on it. NASA originally were exploring the oceans, and then for some reason they stopped and decided to explore outer space. But we've explored what, like 10% of our ocean, not even 10% or something.
Yeah.
So the fact is that we can't claim to know everything about our planet, and yet we're arguing that things in space aren't what someone else is saying.
Yeah, sea's boring though, isn't it?
Well, the Brian Cox thing I saw the other day, have you seen it where they talk about how much of space we've explored? If you think about a glass, if you think how much water is on our planet, we've explored the equivalent amount of space as a 112-ounce glass. So if you scoop that up and said, there's no fish in my glass, so there's no fish in the ocean, that's like looking at the bit of space we've seen and going, well, there's no aliens.
All right, yeah.
There's definitely too many things going on in this conversation now. What's Paul looking at?
So that's just what they've taken pictures of.
All right, yeah.
Hovering in space.
Taking a picture of it, don't look like it's in space there.
Well, it's right on the edge of our atmosphere, isn't it?
It's right on the edge. It is. Here's my problem with what you've told me about it so far.
I've given you the information, which is not
If there's a
trustworthy.
big satellite that potentially is watching the Earth,
But a satellite is just something in orbit, isn't it? Satellite. I mean, a satellite's most
so
people.
is it a natural thing?
They don't.
It's a big piece of rock.
No, because in some
They
of the
don't know.
stories,
Is it black slab?
in some of the stories, they're saying
2001?
someone's saying it broke. One of the pictures is something that broke off the space station. Other people are saying, well, we've been picking up a signal since the 50s. So how has it got something to do with the space station that was built in the late 90s?
What? When was it discovered? In the 50s?
Yeah.
And they discovered that it was giving out radio signals.
If there's a satellite that's potentially watching the Earth and it's not owned by Russia or America, then either one of them would have just destroyed it.
No, because they have the information on what it's doing, and if they think it's transmitting, because some people believe that these can track the radio waves over time, and that the radio waves have been transmitted to another galaxy. So the reason NASA wouldn't tell you is because they're in cahoots. You know what they're like?
They might have found a way to.
Trump and his space
Yeah.
force.
But this is my point. If NASA like are using it for something, or
Yeah.
then unless the Russians are using it as well, why isn't one of them destroying it?
Because it's the New World Order, isn't it? Every country is controlled by a handful of people over them all. Are the overlords, the lizard overlords?
Oh yeah.
Who says they haven't tried to destroy it?
And they meet fortnightly at the Meadows.
Is that your,
They've
is that your
probably
pub
tried
quiz?
They probably tried to destroy it, haven't they?
Have they?
Probably. They try and destroy everything else, don't they?
Well, you would think so.
Yeah.
Hulk, smash.
Yeah, true.
Paul's finishing move on your mum.
High five.
And on that note, I'm going to go to bed.
Your eyes are watering.
So,
I was thinking that
I know.
from over here.
I know. It's because you're making me upset.
Well, don't.
Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
And I'll see you again this time next month.
Yeah, sure. Love you too.